Hi, friend. Scott Brookins. Got a question for you. Have you ever been afraid of the dark? Sometimes in our life we get put in situations that we're not prepared for, or maybe we never thought we'd be in. And we have to decide, maybe sometimes quickly, sometimes with some preparation, how we're going to react. Um, my family and I were in Eastern Europe in January of 2001. We had been in that area of the world for about 4 months. This is our last month there. This is right after New Year's. We had worked in many different countries through that fall time, and I was doing concerts and preaching. And we were in a small town in Czech Republic. It was in the middle of the country, and I don't remember the name of the town, but I had done some concerts, and then we were going to go to an orphanage in a couple days, and a pastor from the church and got housing for us in a country house. And this was in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't around a town. And it was a kind of a vacation house that they let us stay for, for about 2 or 3 days, I think it was. And it was a fun time. There was some snow around. It was kind of a warm winter at that point yet, as far as snow. It was cold and overcast, but it was not very snowy. But we stayed in this house by ourselves. The people would come and bring meals to us during like the next day, and we'd eat with them and or by ourselves. But during the night, we were by ourselves. I had to keep the fireplace going because that not only kept us warm, but it heated the oil that generated the heat, that went out throughout the house. So I'd had to set an alarm for like every 2 or 3 hours throughout the night to go put more logs on the fire. So I didn't get a lot of rest, but it was a great place to be and fun time to spend together and with another family. They didn't speak English, but we tried to communicate. We went for some hikes and got to know kind of the area. There was a few other houses in that area, but just kind of a creek, a stream that was frozen over, and just a beautiful part in some of the mountains towards Poland, right next to Poland, and I guess it would be the northeast section of Czech Republic. But the last night we were going to be there, we went to an orphanage nearby to do a concert and then share the gospel, and they had some New Testament Bibles, and they gave out to the children. But the gentleman it was his house. He wasn't going to drive us back to the house. He had given us lanterns that had candles in them, and he said, "You're okay walking back, right?" And yeah, sure. And so anyway, that's what we did. And so, we had to take a look at it. I had my instruments with me. I had, my wife and 2 kids. They were pretty young. And we had to decide, are you going to make this an adventure or are you going to be scared to death? And so we decided to make it an adventure. And because it was pitch dark, it was overcast. So there was no moon, there was no stars. No other houses were being lived in, so there was no lights. And we're walking, there's no road. We're walking through not really a trail, just kind of some grassland, I guess that you kind of describe it, and some snow. We got our hats on and our parkas, and it's really cold, but we just had a blast. And we're carrying our lanterns, and about halfway through, we kind of stood together and tried to take pictures. And when you looked through the camera, you couldn't see, I couldn't see Laura and our kids. All I could see was the candle in the lanterns, and the pictures turned out. This was before digital cameras, so a month later when we got back to the States and got them developed, they did turn out. But we walked back home. It probably took about an hour to get back to this place, and we just had a ball. And we still think of that as a family. That what a fun time that was. Now, when you think about it, logistically, it seems crazy that you would have some foreigners stay with you in your, in your town or in your area and just dump them off and say, good luck to you walking back home. But that's what they did, and we thank them for that because it was a great time. Because we trusted God, we were in a safe place, and we just made an adventure with it, with the situation. And I just want to encourage you. Sometimes in our lives we get too serious. We go through a bunch of junk in our lives, and there's bad things happen, every day, and we just we need to not be overwhelmed with that, and as bad things happen to us, we need to just rely on God and trust Him. And when we're put in difficult situations, we need to take the positive look, because that's the only way we can get through life and have some fun at the same time. And I was on the lookout for animals or other people and trying to take care of my wife and kids, but we made it fun. God protected us. He put a wall of angels around us, I believe, and got us back into the house in safety. But I just want to encourage you, as you go through some difficulties or maybe some challenges, whether it's travel or situations, have some fun with it. Make it an adventure and glorify God as you go through it, and come out with a smile on your face. I believe we'll live better doing it that way. So I hope you like the message. Please share it and like it. Have an amazing day, and go inspire someone else and many other people to do the same. God bless.